everyone, and welcome here to Bangladesh, Dhaka. In fact, as you check out Google Earth, just got to love this technology here in 2008. And this is the stadium we are, Sher Bangla National Cricket Stadium here in Dhaka. New Zealand versus the host Bangladesh for this three-match series. Match one. I'll go through the New Zealand side there. No surprises. McCullum, the wicketkeeper, so explosive. He'll go in there with Taylor, Ryder, Howe, Styris, Flynn, Oram. Vittori is the skipper. Mills, South and Gillespie are the seam and swing bowlers. And joining alongside me, who ran up the stairs puffing and just did that pitch report. You got it wrong, Aliata Khan.
Yes, I certainly did. But it looks that Bangladesh team has made a few changes. Naeem Islam, the young debutant, making a debut in this game. Tamim Iqbal, Junaid Siddiqui, Mohammad Ashraful, the captain. Saqib Al-Asal, Mahmudullah Riyad, the off-spinner. Then Mushfiqur Rahim coming back into the squad, did not tour Australia. Abdur Razzaq, Mashrafi Murtaza, Shahadat Hussain and Syed Russell also coming back.
Yes, a lot to play for here for the Kiwis. Daniel Vittori, you just mentioned there at the toss. That, they win this 3-0. They will go to number 2 on the ICC World Rankings in one-day international cricket. Vastly different from their test form for the Black Caps. They are struggling in the longer version game. But here, where you see McCullum come out to bat, very, very exciting. And expect some fireworks. Would have liked to have bowled first himself, Dan Vittori, with his men going up front in these overcast conditions. But the coin fell nicely for that man, Mohammad Ashraful. No hesitation in wanting to go out as a group. The Green Machine ready to rock and roll in these 3 one-day internationals before the 2 test matches here in October 2008. Lots of expectation. But, as we look from our commentary box, it's still very gloomy and overcast. Here is Jesse Ryder, very young man and just starting out in his career. Exciting talent. Showed that back in New Zealand the beginning of this year against England. And a lot to prove for this young man. Does hit the ball hard and a long way. Got the left-hand right-hand opening combination. Brendan McCullum, we've seen a lot of him over the years. Exciting. Vastly experienced. Like that average to be up around a little bit higher for him and to get into the 30s, but that's that strike rate. That is impressive. Best of 166. Doesn't muck around. Mashrafi Murtaza, here he is. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Saw him recently in the Asia Cup in Pakistan. Late June, early July. Been around for a while, as you can see. And Mohammad Ashraful, we're looking for him to get things right early on. All in readiness. So Ryder will be taking strike. First ball of the series. Right on the button. Good start, Ali.
That's exactly what Mohammad Ashraful would be expecting from his pace bowler, right up in the front. Look at that delivery. First up, good seam position, bit of movement leaving the left-hander. Good signs. Bangladesh winning the toss and deciding to field first.
And we're underway here with Ryder, that is, just dabbing it down. And the New Zealand score is off the mark. New outfits here for the Black Caps. They've just subtly changed their appearance there, not nearly as much black. They've got a little bit of that silver, the silver fern. New Zealand is so famous for on their sporting jerseys. Just a bit more of the flick of the silver with the black. But Ryder, McCullum going out front. Ross Taylor, who is the most Australian-like that I've seen for some time coming into this New Zealand lineup, loves to go horizontal and brutal on anything short. He's such a dynamic player. And then Jamie Howe, Scott Styris and Daniel Flynn, who toured England earlier this year in the middle of this 2008. Got a nasty blow in the grill, lost a tooth, smashed into his face. Nice little bit of shape here. McCullum just checks the shot and is underway himself.
Yes, buddy.
But a lot of expectation with these young New Zealanders getting this opportunity to tour Bangladesh, and then they've got the tough one of touring Australia straight after this series.
Once again, a good delivery to the right-hander this time from Mashrafi Murtaza. We saw him bowling one to Jesse Ryder, which left the left-hander. This one to a right-hander, Brendan McCullum.
In the air and aggressive. That's how he plays, Jesse Ryder, on the up. The big left-hander gets his first boundary.
And a very good one. Should give him quite a lot of confidence. Look at that. Good right leg to the pitch of the delivery. And finishing it off in style. Over to the ropes.
Now, he's just made the mistake here, Russell. He's just got into the pads, and you don't want to be there. Even though this outfield is slow, still makes it to the fence. Another boundary in the second over. Already the score is 13.
And that one is on the onside. The first one from Jesse Ryder was on the offside. And I think pitched up. It's the length which is going to be the key. I was pitched up, and easy pickings for the batsman to just tuck it away. Good piece of timing. Look at that. Didn't want to hit it too hard. Just played it quite easily.
This will race away. Just too short and wide, even though there is a little bit of cover out on the fence. So quickly off the blade.
Well, so far the pitch has played very nicely, hasn't it? So the margin of error would be minimum on these kind of surfaces. You've got to get your line and length right. On that occasion, both going a bit haywire. Outside the off stump, and picked that up very quickly off the back foot. Look at that. Played it really nicely into the ground. And once you beat the fielder, you will fetch yourself a boundary.
Too short. Loves it there. And it's a nice little freebie for Ryder to add to his account. All the way. It has. That is outrageous. He's only really just caught up with it and flicked it. And it has gone all the way for the maximum. Didn't try to belt it too hard, and it just clears the rope. Skims over the rope there for 6. First one of this match.
I'm sure he's going to come back and bowl on the right here. Once again, short, pulled. 4 more. He does have the tendency of bowling short pitch deliveries, but he's got to pick up the right time to bowl it. It's only his first over. He's belted for a 6 in the first delivery. Once again, 2 dot deliveries, and then 4 more. Not good.
Oh, he's gone over the top with that one. And has it gone all the way? No, not quite. But that's the way he likes to play. But that was a little shot, just being frustrated a little. It wasn't such a bad delivery.
It wasn't indeed. I think he was forced into that shot, trying to hit his way out of trouble. Did it very well, actually. Ball coming up very nicely onto him. And had no problems really taking the aerial route and almost going the distance.
5 from 15 face, most unusual for him. And he's gone over the top again. I think he's just decided, well, it's time now. I've had a look. I'm not doing too well with this ball moving back into me. And if there's any width at all, I'm going to go through with it. It's 41 for none. A bit of a chat mid-pitch there. And pretty good partnership so far. Current run rate at 5.86 runs per over, just from 7 overs. And Ryder is the man for me. Looks very, very good. 30 from 26. Over the top. Down to third man. There's that little bit of width that he likes, Brendan McCullum. 4 more.
Tell you what, it wasn't too far away outside the line of the off stump. It was a very good shot. Just cramped for space slightly there, you see, but at the last moment adjusting his shot, making sure that the ball went over the slip cordon, what would have been the slip cordon. Really nicely negotiated.
He's had another go at that one. It's in the air down to third man, and he's got him, and well deserved. Mashrafi Mortaza has got Brendan McCullum caught at third man side. Russell, I think it was.
Syed Russell is absolutely delighted. It was in the air for a bit, but he kept his eyes on the ball, took it very cleanly. Mashrafi Mortaza has got the breakthrough for Bangladesh. It was on the cards, and Brendan McCullum slightly wide of him, couldn't get all of it, got the outer part of the bat way up into the air, and well judged catch by Syed Russell, and that is a strike for the Bangladeshis. Brendan McCullum out for 14, and it's 47 for 1.
Jamie Howe batting at 3 today, and he replaces Brendan McCullum. Mashrafi Mortaza deserved that wicket. He bowled very well. He's age 27, Jamie Howe. 26 matches. Oh, that's nearly carried to second slip. Ahmed Ashraful. No, it's not.
That's the debutant Naeem Islam, but it almost went to hand there. That was a superb delivery again to follow up with the wicket-taking delivery in the previous one. And that's a look at the wicket again. A little bit wide, playing away from his body, and in the process losing control over the shot. And Russell taking that ball very comfortably.
2 slips for him. Oh, that's well played. He's whipped that just backward of square. They should get back for 2. And that's the sign of a pretty good player. When the field has been set, 2 slips are in, and the line has to be no closer to middle stump than off. And he still picked it off for a couple more.
Element of risk in that shot, closing the face of the bat, but he did that so very well. Timed it to perfection. Mortaza bowling well, and it's just on the leg stump. Saw that very well. Timing was good.
Just a bit too much width. Got outside the corridor and allowed him to free his arms. He's got 2 more. And that's the 50 up for New Zealand. At the end of 9 overs, it's 51 for 1. There's the wicket to fall. McCullum for 14. Jesse Ryder looks very, very good to me. Just stands nice and tall at the crease. Down leg side, Neil Pay, my boy.
Just can't afford to do that. You bowl 2 very good deliveries, and then you lose it on the third. Just going down leg, the batsman helping it on its way, no problems at all. It's a gift from the bowler. You see, just drifting down short, and he only has to get the bat to touch the ball, and it goes straight to the fine leg boundary for 4 runs. Easy pickings.
Very frustrating for the captain, but they do need another wicket. They break through here. Well, that's in the air. That's in the air to mid-wicket. Taken. They've got it. So Jesse Ryder has gone.
Mahmudullah Riyad taking that catch, and as we were saying, they need another wicket, and he's very, very annoyed at himself. But that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Bangladesh. Pitching it short, trying to hoik it away, didn't get hold of it, slicing it slightly, way up into there, 2 fielders converging, I think almost crashing, but Mahmudullah Riyad in them takes the catch and sends back Jesse Ryder for 34. It's New Zealand 55 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Ross Taylor comes in at number 4. 46 matches, pretty good player, this guy. He beat the non-strikers end because they crossed while the catch was being taken, and Jamie Howe will be on strike. But averaging 35, a strike rate of 84.8, that's pretty good indeed. Well bowled again. He's got the single, but he's got the new man on strike, Mortaza, and he'll appreciate that. But he's right in the zone. He's got 3 balls remaining in this over. He wants 1 more wicket.
He does indeed. Here's the wicket, the one that got rid of the danger man Ryder, trying to hit it away over the mid-wicket fence, only managed to hit it into the safe hands of Mahmudullah Riyad, who almost crashed against another fielder, but in the end it was a good call on the ground. And the Bangladeshi is pretty happy. Well taken catch, hands high up, and Mashrafi Mortaza has delighted his captain.
He thought he would have missed out there, Jamie Howe. It was in that nice little zone on the pads. They get a leg by.
So bowling more in line and making it tighter for the batsmen to free themselves. Shadat, after an initial poor delivery, settling down to a much better line. Just drifting down the leg side, and I thought it got some bat as well.
Well, Darrell thought it did, didn't he? Mr. Harper, that is. And he's the one that counts. The man in red, there he is. So he gave it to Jamie. A little chuckle about it. Might not have been, but Jamie Howe says thanks. Another one to his individual score and the team total. Yeah, I was on about this Ranjit with Atta. I just think, he's got away with this. No, he hasn't. The check shot, and there's the third one down. Can you believe it? Taylor has to go early.
That really is a big wicket, as Taylor was thought to be the one who probably could have added momentum to this innings. The early follow wicket certainly has had him cramped up, but a good delivery, slowish, and Taylor pushed too early and found the captain, Mohammad Ashraful. Just look at this delivery, just slower, and Taylor pushing at it, finding Ashraful, who picks up a good catch at the end. So this is an excellent wicket. Oh, that was... yes, Ashraful, Taylor goes for 2, 59 for 3.
Mr. Experienced, Scotty Styris, there you go, over 150 one-day internationals, 154 to be precise, and pretty much 3,700 runs. Good strike rate, he likes to get on with it, but he now has to steady this New Zealand ship. 4 wickets, there were none for 47, now 3 for 59. Nice little one banged in, confidence riding high with Shahid. Why not? He's picked up his first wicket with a nice little change of pace, with Taylor going a little bit too hard at it with the bottom hand, and he just popped up an easy catch. Just a subtle change of pace. No sort of discernible break in the wrist or anything from the bowler, just held it back a little, and probably really too Taylor made the mistake early on in his innings, and he just pushed through with the bottom hand a little too early and a little too hard. Yeah, good comeback here from the home side. And Ashraf has continued with his strike weapon, Mortaza, into his 8th over. A big shout, but you just see again, probably middle and off stump there, and it's just done too much off the seam.
Yes, he's been concentrating on getting that ball to come into the right-handers, and bowled wonderfully well. In fact, extracting movement as well. Just a slight little bit outside leg stump and drifting away.
Height probably a factor as well. So Mortaza, tallish fella, he's 6 foot tall. And likes to bang it in. That's what's been a success story. That's a better shout. Yeah, and he's had to give it. That's a beauty. Squared up Jamie Howe, and this time gets the affirmative from the ump.
This certainly is turning Bangladesh's way. Mortaza once again, the man doing the damage. The ball jagging on. How this time, and he was caught right in front. There was no doubt at all about it.
Big appeal before, but this one, well, it's the back leg, you see. Squared up, didn't know whether to come forward or back, and that's been happening to these New Zealand top order. Howe goes for 7, New Zealand in trouble at 62 for 4. Daniel Flynn is the new man for the Black Caps, just a young fella, toured England recently, and got experience there, only a handful of matches, and he has come in at a difficult time. Both Styris and Flynn new to the crease. Taza, he has got the radar working right on the button. He's had a couple of appeals turned down earlier today, and Ashraf Fala's captain said, listen matey, keep going for me, can you get another over under your belt in for me? And there it is pitched, and when you see that in normal motion, you've got to say that's out. Back leg, you could argue till the cows come home, maybe it's a fraction high, but really it's at the back leg, and he's squared up, and the back leg is behind the popping crease there. No hesitation. The finger is out. And the delight is there for all of us to see. In the air for some time. Really was a good delivery. Held it back, and it turned and bounced. Nearly went for 4, and they'll get 3 though.
It was in the air for a while, but Styris, using his experience, gave it direction, hitting it into the gap. Again, not a greatly convincing shot. So much depends on how long he's going to spend. Pulled it back, preventing the boundary.
Men in the covers, 4 of them hunting up. It's a good shout, big shout. And he's given it. There it is, the slow death. Styris now makes his way back to the dressing room. Really good delivery, the arm ball. You can just see it come in and go straight on.
A wonderfully well-delivered arm delivery, that one. Just drifting slightly into the pads. Styris didn't get that front foot forward enough outside the off stump. That was hit in line, and I think the umpire really hadn't had too many doubts there. Oh, that's certainly gone. Wonderful delivery. And this is a big break. The wicket of Styris. He goes for 4, 65 for 5.
Jacob Oram, all 6'6" of him. 30 years of age these days. 120 matches. And it's strike rate. It's useful. Loves the long handle. It's a good start too from Razak. Just pushes it in. Thing is here, it's not going to maybe bounce a lot. Razak's not a tall man, and you just want to skid this in. But this is the departure of Scott Styris. Easy decision in the end. It just went on with the arm, and he kicked it to death really, Styris, and had to go.
Oh, there's another one. He's playing for the turn. That rough outside the off stump. The bowler's foot marks, the follow through, always comes into play with the ball turning back in to the left-hander. Over pitched, and he should pay for that. It's cost him 2. Yes, he's pretty happy, I reckon, with this, Abdul Razak, because he's got the 2 left-handers in, and that rough outside the off stump, it's always in the batsman's face. It's in the back of his mind that if a ball lands in that, it's going to turn back. But not too many of them actually hit the rough. But it's just that thought that it could come back. So he's bowling very well.
He's a pretty deceptive bowler, Abdul Razak. Varies his pace quite intelligently.
It's over pitched. Gee whiz, at 150 for 5, that might have gone out of the park, that one. But they're having a good look. Look at this over 4 dot balls. He wants 1 more here. He looks a bit short. It's in the air. He's taken. That's another one. Daniel Flynn got that one. That was a bit shorter. And instead of going over the top, he's punched it straight to mid-wicket.
He's done it again. Abdul Razak picking up the wicket. Soft dismissal, look at that. It was short. Just try to clip it away and straight to the hands of Mahmudullah Riyad. Well done, young man. Wicket number 6. He goes back for 6. It's 79 for 6.
Wow, the crowd's happy. 79 for 6 now, New Zealand. Just 21 overs gone. They got off to a rattling start with Jesse Ryder in great form. Daniel Vettori, the captain. Look at that, 223 matches. Oh, and it's just, I was going to say, just the man that they need in this situation.
Good boy, good boy, good boy! Keep on, lads, keep.
That one just eluding the hands of that fielder, and will fetch him a well-earned boundary to finish the over. 83 for 6.
Bit of width, and he's got that through. It'll only be a couple. Should only be a couple. It's beaten him. It's 4.
It's not a good sight for Bangladesh. That's Mashrafi Murtaza. He's had a couple of injuries, a couple of operations on his knees, and it's the right knee. Just probably getting some part of his boot and then tripping over.
Well, we often see this where a fielder chases down the ball. It's touch and go. Will it be 4? Will it not? And oh, he's hit the roller. That's the problem. I don't think it was trying to stop the delivery. Oh, that's extremely dangerous. That should never be there.
In the air, and a risk there from Vittoria. Pick up 4, but it was in the air for a long time. And Ashrafal, not the tallest man in the world, couldn't get across and cut it off or catch it.
That's what pressure can do. The pressure was building up, and he decided to go for that, reach for that a bit, not in control at all. Very fortunate that it didn't go to hand or anywhere near Mohammad Ashraful fielding at mid-on.
20 overs left now for the New Zealand innings.
No! Ball, Saki!
And that run rate, well, it's just kept falling. 3.28 now, dropped down from 3.5 to 3.4, then 3.3, and just under that now.
And that is the 100 up for the New Zealanders. A milestone crossed, but not the way they'd have liked it to. They'd have wanted 100 for 2, but the skipper, Daniel Vettori, vastly experienced, knows exactly what to do. He knows that he's got to stick around there, and Jacob Oram has to help him out. It's just easing off as there was possibly someone walking in front of the side screen. But you know, always tensed up. You can feel it in the air for the New Zealand batsman.
No, Riyad.
And you've got to take your hat off to Bangladesh in terms of the strength of their bowling attack. Murtaza, he got the ball in the right areas, and it was the younger, the swing bowlers that disappeared a bit. And then the spinners came on, complemented Murtaza nicely. And that one so easily could have gone through the gate and hit over off stump. Gets away with it, does Big Jake.
Shakib thought he had him there. You see, just a little bit of turn, closing the face of the bat, and just evading the off stump. Very unlucky. Great bowling by Shakib Al Hasan, just giving it the loop, giving it a lot of air. Is there a chance of a catch here? He's going after it. Not sure if it's of the pad or the bat, but he made an effort. Mushfiqur Rahim, the wicket-keeper. It's all happening in the middle.
Yeah, just looking at maybe a little bit of a criticism in terms of for Oram on strike is that he's such a tall man. He hasn't really backed himself to get down the surface there, down the pitch. That's a bit short, but get down there and get on the half volley and milk it down the ground. 100 for 6. It's a nice looking stroke, this, handsome, and will go all the way for 4 for the New Zealand captain.
This is the weak link, I think, when it comes to the bowling department. Shahdat Hussain can be a little erratic. He's pretty pacey, and on his day he can trouble any batsman. but he does get agitated at times, can't keep his cool at certain instances. This is where he knows that Bangladesh are doing well, but that's a beautiful looking shot from Vettori. Lovely streak forward, went to the pitch of that ball and timed it to perfection.
Yes, boy, yes, Lala.
So this power play, the third one taken by the batting side, which is under the new rules, is from the 38th to the 42nd. Sweeps, and that beats the man at short fine for 4. A bad delivery.
Good start for Jacob Oram. Was way down the leg side and saw that quite early and swept it to perfection. Not the kind of start that Abdul Razak would like to. It's a good boundary, really good one for Jacob Oram.
Giving Selpea again, not a good idea, particularly with this ball spinning into him.
Saqib Al Hasan picked that very quickly indeed. He saw Daniel Vettori moving away and darted that one right into his legs, giving him no room at all to cut that one up. Good piece of bowling from Saqib.
Oh, that's a big shot. Really the shot which he's been waiting so long for. Launched into it.
That's a huge shot from Jacob Oram. Well known for big hits. And once he gets the ball inside, he does use his feet beautifully, doesn't he? Bang, all the way down the pitch. Didn't get hold of it, but it will still go on to the boundary. So Jacob Oram cutting loose here.
There's no doubt that he packs a punch. He just hit the ball very hard. As he did, I mentioned, Arthur, it really wasn't hit, or he didn't get it right on the meat of the bat, but still had enough on it to take it to the boundary. And that's in there. The sweep going wrong, and another wicket, the wicket that Bangladesh was so desperately waiting for.
Good wicket, really good wicket for Bangladesh. Just when the partnership was looking threatening, Saqib Al Hasan pulls one out of the bag and picks up the captain of New Zealand team, Daniel Vettori. Tried to sweep, getting a top edge, and Naeem Islam, the debutant, taking a pretty comfortable catch inside the circle. He goes back for 30, New Zealand 149 for 7.
So the new batsman, Kyle Mills, and a timely wicket for Bangladesh. So Kyle Mills will have to stay with Jacob Oram. Still some batting left for New Zealand, but 10 overs to be utilised, and utilised well. Saqib Al Hasan, his persistent line and length has been rewarded. He's picked up 1.
Kyle Mills is here because of this. Saqib Al Hasan pitched that one up, and Daniel Vettori going for the sweep, getting a top edge. And Naeem Islam doing the rest.
So I got the feeling he gets off the mark. Yes, I got the feeling that Daniel Vettori hadn't been playing the sweep with a great amount of fluency. Again, paying the penalty as a result. So got a long stride into it, but scooped it. And there wasn't enough on the ball in terms of pace to take it over the fielder. This is a good single again. And one might say poor cricket by Bangladesh, conceding that second run.
No real backup from the Bangladeshi players. He does play such an important role for New Zealand. Jacob Oram played that straight to the fielder, but then the bowler didn't even try to come back and collect it, and even the fielder, Mohammad Ashraful, couldn't pick that one up cleanly. The wicket fell down. He can play a role where you need to curb the playing strokes, and he did exactly that, Jacob Oram. That's fine, and it played it really nicely and goes all the way and brings up his 50. What an important 50 this is for Jacob Oram and New Zealand.
Very, very clever cricket by Jacob Oram. Just getting some bat on that delivery, which was slightly wayward, and picking up a boundary.
Charges after that. Doesn't really connect in the sweetest part of the bat, but enough strength and enough follow through by the big man to take it to the boundary.
Yeah, it was a good shot. He can't afford just to sit around, especially with Dale Oram up the other end. He's either got to get bat on ball for some boundaries or rotate the strike, drop a single and run, you know. But that's a good shot down the track to the pitch of the ball. That's high in the air, and it should be taken at long on, and it is. They've got him. They've got Jacob Oram. Wow.
Well, he's trying to go over the top and paid the price. Didn't time it properly. Stayed in there for a long, long while. Said Russell was posted in the boundary just near the long on area. He waited and waited. It was there for a long time, and a very, very crucial wicket. There you see Abdul Razak just looping it in, and he's trying to hit it over the top, not timing it properly. He had the elevation but not the length, and into the safe hands of Syed Russell, who holds onto it and falls back. He's delighted, and Bangladesh have got another one. Jacob Oram out for 57, New Zealand 174 for 8.
The new batsman is Tim Southee. 8 matches, just the 12 runs, so he's not known for his batting. The tailenders don't usually get too much opportunity in the one-day internationals. But it is Kyle Mills on strike, because the batsman crossed with this was so long in the air. It's a very, very good catch from Syed Russell. Beautifully taken overhead. No, that's going down leg side, I reckon.
It sure was. No doubt in the mind of umpire Nader Shah. He's really done well today with his decisions. Spearing that in was Razak. See that just drifting down leg and hitting him on the toe. All right, but it was just about on the line of the leg stump, and possibly no turn in that delivery.
But I can see this this ball coming on a bit easier for the batsman. That's the first ball driven straight down the ground for 4, and that's it's a pretty fair shot from a tailender.
He enjoyed it. Just the youngest, possibly one of the younger players in the New Zealand team, only 20 years old, but it's right in the middle of that bat, timed it to perfection and couldn't get straighter than that. Well played, young man.
Slow delivery, that's high and handsome. It's down to long on. 6 runs. It's been caught, but he was over the line.
Well, that was on the cards. He was looking to play that kind of a shot. The catch was taken by Shahadat, but it was long enough, and he just caught it as the ball was going over the ropes. He did well to get a hand to it and latch onto it, but it was thumped well. Element of risk at that point. Maybe we thought it might fall short. He's got his hands to it, but even the tall Shahadat couldn't keep his balance. Rolled over the boundary for 6 runs.
11 off the first 3. Full toss, high in the air again. He'll catch this one inside, and he's got him.
That's clever. That's clever. Low full toss can be a dangerous ball at the end. If you can't latch onto it, if you can't time it. The batsman's eyes lit up. He knew he had hit a 6 the previous delivery. This time he went for it again. It came onto him slightly quicker, the ball. And there you see, trying to hoist it over Shahadat again, but this time falling short and straight into his hands. Easy as they come. He's delighted. He's got it. First one was for 6. Next one is for a wicket. Kyle Milks on 16, gone back to the pavilion, 185 for 9.
Mark Gillespie's made his way to the crease, but he won't be on strike. 29 matches for him, not just 91 runs, with an average of 15, strike rate of 78, nearly 80. That's pretty good. They need another 20, I reckon, New Zealand. And Tim Southee looks pretty good to me. I'll put the commentator's curse on him, but he stands up nice and tall and looks like he knows how to play reasonably straight. And this is the wicket. A slower delivery again. He cut his fingers across it, but it was a full toss. And taken. Well, that's in the air, and it's down to long on again. It's gone all the way. That's very, very handy from Tim Southee.
The youngster really attacking. He moved away and then had to reach, but still went through that shot. You see, moving backwards, then had to reach for that. Still got enough bat on it and struck it nicely over the top. 6 very crucial runs for New Zealand.
Maybe too many slow balls, slower deliveries. That one that he just cuts across the seam from Mortaza. This should be quick and at middle stump. He's got it along the ground down too long on. Now, they were in trouble, in a lot of trouble early, were New Zealand. Jacob Oram came in and they should have had him twice. He'd hardly scored. This is a hiccup here. Hesitation. Went again. Should have been run out easily. Missed. Very early on. He hadn't got to 5 runs here. And there's another one. Should have been gone again. Now that could be the match. These little hiccups along the way. It's got the single. Mortaza would like to take 5 for here. He's the 4th Bangladeshi bowler to take 4 wickets in a match versus New Zealand after Aftab Ahmed, who got 5 for 31. Nazmul Hussain got 4 for 40, and Mohammad Rafiq got 4 for 63.
And his career best is 6 for 26 against Kenya at Nairobi, 4 for 31 against Zimbabwe, and 4 for 38 against India, 4th of Spain. He's doing well, 4 for 38 so far. To finish off with a 5 would be wonderful.
Oh, that's a bit of a waste. I guess he reckons a dot ball's fair enough, but he'd like to knock him over.
Well, he saw Tim Southee actually shaping to move away, and that's why he dropped the ball shot. It was a slowish bouncer. Wasn't going to take any chances of getting the ball near the bat. He's been struck for 2 sixes the last 2 overs, and this one and the previous one. So he'd be pretty satisfied for the sake of the country, his team, more than himself.
That's in the air again, and he should be taken. A deep backward square, and oh, he's dropped him. A sitter.
Mahmoodullah Riyad had taken 2 catches earlier, but this was a sitter. This was the easiest of takes. And there you see, he's got his hands up nicely, but it just slips through his fingers. That's a bad drop. Really can't allow that. Mahmoodullah Riyad must be ruining the fact, and Mashrafi Mortaza missing out on his 5-wicket haul.
Yes, he misjudged that. He's still got a chance for 5 wickets. He's got 1 ball remaining. They've got to 197. They want 200. He should wind up here and swing. And he's got him. He's got him to 200. He's hit the last ball for 4. They've got to 201 for 9, and that's a pretty good result after being in trouble early on. And this is New Zealand's lowest total versus Bangladesh. The previous lowest was 224 all out at Chittagong in 2004, so they'll be happy with that. Extremely happy. After being 79 for 6 at one stage, he should have had his 5 for, but he went for 14 in the last over.
Yes, that's not going to make him very happy. That's what we are talking about, that it might have been better to have the spinners on, but Mashrafi Mortaza bowled with a lot of heart. The team members are delighted with his performance, and they should be happy with what they've achieved today, restricting New Zealand to 201 for 9 and 50 overs. A good toss to win early by the skipper Mohammad Ashraful. A good decision taken under these conditions. New Zealand have some supporters in the ground, and it's good to see that we have support from all around.
So there it is. Jesse Ryder got them away to a good start. McCullum really struggled today, got 14, and then they crashed. Howe for 7, Taylor for 2, Styris for 4, Flynn for 6, then a partnership of 70 from 117 deliveries from Oram and Vittori, and then a Southey 19 at the end got them to 201, which might just be enough with their powerful all-round bowling attack.
The bowling has been exemplary. Murtaza with 4 for 44 of 10 overs has been the backbone of the Bangladeshi bowling innings and made way for Abdur Razak for 3 for 33. 2 wickets, 1 each for Shahadat and Saqib Al Hasan, and Bangladesh bowlers feel very proud of what they've achieved.
All in all, simple equation, just over 4 and over off your 50 overs. Looks comfortable enough, but this surface, playing a few tricks early on with the new ball, then the spin comes into its own. And of course, the Kiwis have got the runs on the board. Interesting to see how the medium quicks go for New Zealand. Mills, Gillespie and young Southey up against Iqbal here. Young man as well, but he's got a bit of experience with almost 50 matches. Healthier strike rate, and he'll want to get that average up over 30 in the next wee while.
Junaid Siddiqui, 20 years of age, just 9 matches for him, and good opportunity for both these openers, because if you look at the target, it's not a big one here, so it would be mightily pleased the Bangladeshi camp. Kyle Mills will start the proceeding. 85 matches, 123 wickets, best of 5 for 25,
and a haircut to boot in this humidity of Bangladesh. Here we go. And a little loose now, that gets smashed back down the ground all the way for 4. Good start for the home side.
And just listen to the roar after that shot from Tamim Iqbal. He doesn't hold himself back. He likes to play strokes, and if anything is pitched up, he'll definitely play it towards the boundary. Look at that. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Just put the bat to the ball, and it's 4 all the way. Good start for Bangladesh and Tamim Iqbal.
Gillespie now tries the off cutter, and he just gets into the pads, and he will pay the price. 4 more.
Things looking pretty for Bangladesh. We saw both these batsmen driving on the up towards the offside, and this time around Tamim Iqbal playing very nicely off his pads, clipping that one to the boundary. Beautiful shot. So batting conditions definitely much better if you compare it to when New Zealand came on to bat. It's a really good toss to win.
Now it's Mills's turn. And he's gone, just like that. Suddenly, a wicket goes and the state of the game can change. Mills gets the breakthrough.
I mentioned earlier that Tamim Iqbal can be an explosive batsman, but once in a while he just gets carried away. And if you take a look at the replay, just look at the delivery, how far it is away from the batsman. Just look at that. That's a wide delivery, playing from the crease, and that is a fantastic catch by Styris. Wicket number 1. He goes back for 12. It's 18 for 1.
The keeper comes out, young Rahim, just 20. He's played a few games. He needs to get that average up a bit, and that strike rate as well. Best of 57. But Iqbal fell to a good catch, smart catch. One you expect taken, of course, at this level all the time. And Styris got one that flew, because watch the feet, they don't go. So he doesn't move his feet at all, but thrashes at it. And a good stretch there from Styris. So just as we're saying, the two left-handers were going nicely. Only got to 18, got there quickly. Iqbal 12 from 12, but all of a sudden you get a wicket, one can get two, and here's the experience of Styrus, standing wider, more of a second slip position, and Mills, you can see he's relieved really. Hasn't been one of his best starts, but having said that, he's got 1 for 11.
So, get it through the infield, as I was going to say, and that's a beauty. He didn't go through the infield, he went over the top. That's a big one. That's 10 from the over, that's the 50, and it's 50 for 1.
Yes, he may be a small man, Mushfiqur Rahim, but plays some big shots. See, the timing was impeccable there. Picked it up beautifully. And that soared over that long on boundary. And this is what timing really could do. It might be small, but you don't need all that power if your timing is as good as that.
There we are in the air, and will be safe. And we'll go for 4. I don't know what happened there with Gillespie. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the replay. Made to look a clown there.
Well, Gillespie is going to say it was an awkward bounce. It's a double-paced stadium because there's a double-paced wicket, but in this instance it's the outfield which outfoxed him. They're just checking his shot. I thought at the last moment he could have gone full swing, and he didn't know. All over the place, wasn't he? He didn't know what was happening. Didn't judge it at all. It just spun back slightly.
Catch it!
Pulled away, and that's out. In the air. Bit of a wild shot. That ball was meant to be hit, but was not able to keep it along the ground. All that hard work in vain. Mushfiqur Rahim, he departs.
That's a big blow. Mushfiqur Rahim looking good, but not good enough. Losing his cool in this over. Just trying to heave it and trying to get a boundary. Scott Styrus, they were short, went down on his knees, couldn't time it. Straight into the hands of Jesse Ryder. Soft dismissal. A big wicket. Wicket number 2 for New Zealand. Mushfiqur Rahim back up in the pavilion for 30. It's 85 for 2.
Mohammad Ashraful, the captain, strides in. He's arguably the best batsman in the Bangladeshi team. Still averaging 22.78 in his ODIs. Certainly he's capable of far better things. And what better opportunity than now to try and steer Bangladesh to victory. See, Styrus, in some sort of desperation, I would imagine, ducked that up one in short. Mushfiqur Rahim's eyes lit up, but just managed to hit it without much control.
Catch it!
That's beautifully struck. Took it on the half volley. Again, the method that Siddique has been using displayed there. 25 overs bowled, 90 for 2.
Catch it!
Oh, just falling short of Styrus. Lunging forward to pick it up. He'll be disappointed.
It's on the way, boys, on the way here!
And just have another look at whether did it carry or... Oh, just dying down in the end. Came very quickly onto him. That's nicely played by Junaid Siddique, bisecting the two fielders and going in for 3 very comfortable runs, bringing up the 100 for Bangladesh.
It's a good milestone to achieve. Took it just 2 wickets down, and certainly has brought the crowd to life.
Oh, down the track, and there it is. Congratulations. He's made his first 50 in one-day international cricket.
Very, very well compiled 50. He's been sedate, he's been careful, he's been patient. He's picked his shots very nicely, and he's played according to the requirement of the innings. It isn't a big target to go for. There's no need to chase after runs. As we see his skipper just nudging. The Bangladeshis have got to keep the scoreboard ticking along. They've got a lot of wickets in hand, and just going back to the point that they might be falling back behind on the run rate. I think that is something that always worries me, as it does you. But I'm sure they've learned from their mistakes. There is a positive attitude about this team I've seen so far. They've kept their cool so far, and I just hope they carry on doing so.
Down the track, and that's 4 more. That's a very, very handy over. 7 from it, 108 for 2. Pretty hard to get away on the slow track. Good shot. That's a good cricket shot from the skipper. 4 more.
He has waited and waited till he got a ball that he was sure to put away to the boundary. He's sure of that shot, driving it square of the wicket. This is very, very crucial, because Ashraful's mentality, his natural instincts, always urge him to go after the bowling. He's curbed those instincts. He's wait for the ball, just angle that bat, open the face enough to send it through the point region, to put away Scotty Starris for 4 runs.
Well, that's up a shot, and that'll go all the way to the boundary. It was there for the taking, and look at the crowd on its feet, sensing that Bangladesh will go over to the target of 202 set by the New Zealanders.
Going with the tactic of banging it in is Tim Southee. And at the moment, the black cap bowler is coming second. You do not give a player of Ashraful's talent any width like that. And then he strays there, and it'll cost 4 more. Big over this, 11 from it, and there's still a delivery to come. 4-leg buys, but the lines and the lengths at the moment from young Southee, not great.
Definitely under pressure. Just Southee pitching a couple of short pitch delivery, and then way down the leg side. Very good over so far for Bangladesh. 11. There you go, just clipping the outer edge of the pads. Very nicely played. 12 coming in that over. A very good over. Bangladesh after 36 overs, up 147 for 2.
Change. Left man round.
Could this be the match winning partnership for Bangladesh? Ashraful, the skipper, and Siddiqui get home and finish the job off. Still a fair way to go. They still need 55 to win it. But that run rate now has come under 4. One stage it was up around 4.6, but just lately.
On it, Danny, come on, boys.
29 from that last 5 tells a story. And now Vettori just being picked off.
It's some really good stuff from the Bangladeshi bowlers, and also from the batsmen. They've lost early on Tamim Iqbal, but they then lost a quick wicket after that. Mushfiqur Rahim and Tamim Iqbal. Tamim Iqbal was the one who got dismissed, but then Junaid Siddiqui and Mushfiqur Rahim, were the ones who put on 67 runs for the second wicket, and now again 63. In between Junaid Siddiqui and the captain himself, Mohammad Ashraful. Some good, sensible cricket. You'll always be paying big dividends if the top order, especially the opener, bats through. And that's exactly what Junaid Siddiqui has done. He's still in the middle. And he's moved on to 67. Short, wide, one more. Add that to 150 for Bangladesh. This has been a very good display from the Bangladesh team. Much needed one.
Getting quicker too with those 50s. A little bit of a bottom edge, but it certainly was there. Vettori scratches his head, but really a difficult chance. It was so late in terms of the execution with the cut. It's a bottom edge that has gone through the onto the pad, in fact, of McCullum. This one dragged down. He saw Siddiqui coming, Vettori, and he just dragged it down, but it still cannot prevent more runs. Another single. 4 from this over. And this is this late cut, a little late dab he was trying to perform there. Got a little bottom edge. Starts with a very short, nasty little delivery, and it is welcome to the game. Jesse Ryder gone for a boundary with a loosener.
Nice little touch from Junaid Siddiqui on that occasion. But then again, just pulled a muscle here. Well, he's been there for a long time. He was in the field, probably those cramps. Should not bother him because of the fact that he's so close to the victory. They need 47 to win from 77. Just take a little bit of time to get himself up and running again. Physio there, it's giving him the treatment. Flinging those liquid does help a lot because he's lost quite a lot of liquid since batting. That's the boundary. Easy picking, wasn't it? He was out of the tracks pretty quickly. Probably that stretch. Yes, that's where you pull that muscle. And with that score, he moves on to 72 and becomes the highest scorer against New Zealand. The previous best was Mohammad Ashraful, scored 70 in Auckland in the year 2007. And it's now Junaid Siddiqui. Has been a very good performance. It has been a very good team effort altogether. Absolutely brilliant to see. Watch these youngsters making an effort to win after such a long time. Huge crowd here as well, sensing that they will see a chance and now get an opportunity to see the team win and making history. They have never beaten New Zealand in an ODI.
Siddiqui, that is. And again he strays right, and he'll go for 4 more. Down to fine leg yet again. The first ball and the fourth ball have gone for boundaries in that area.
And look at that crowd. They love it. Absolutely delighted to see the young Tigers doing what they wanted the team to do for a long, long time. Good batting onto the legs, very strong off his pads, Junaid Siddiqui. Well, 4 more. Mohammad Ashraful is not going to hold himself back. Anything pitched up, the eyes lit up and plays a stroke to perfection. 4 more. Needing only 37 to win from 70 deliveries. Things looking really good for Bangladesh. Can they make history here? Can they go on from here to win their first ODI against New Zealand?
Here goes the momentum, and Ashraful, he's got the dancing shoes on here. Confidence reigning supreme from the little skipper. You just feel it, can't you, that momentum thing, and you just see it so often from this wee fella. Likes to go, and when he does, plays shots all around the clock. And he is so confident in the bats these days. Look how big that looks. I know he's not a big man, but edges on the cricket bats these days. Nice comeback from Vettori.
He's Mohammad Ashraful has been quite proactive as a captain when he came on to win the toss and decided to field first, rotated his bowlers, made good changes, and had Mashrafi Murtaza bowled for a longer period of time when he picked up those 3 quick wickets. Even though they couldn't break through the opening partnership, they put on 47, the New Zealand openers, but kept him on. Down the wicket, smashing shot all the way for 6. Super stuff from the captain, leading from the front.
Captain versus captain. He says, I'll have some of this from Dan Vettori. Now, Vettori backed himself and gave it a bit of air. And I tell you what, Mohammad Ashraful backed himself as well. Look at this. Gives it some loop. Uses his feet beautifully. Doesn't quite get to the pitch of it, but goes through in the execution superb. 13 off that Vettori over. It's 173 for 2.
Kick outside edge, 4 more.
Crowd are going berserk. They're loving this. Gave himself room, did Mohammad Ashraful, and went through with it. Bowler searching for the Yorker. Look, he's gone outside leg stump, has Ashraful, and a bit of fortune for him. He's still on 49. Make that 50. He's going to look for 2 here, and he'll get it. Crowd on their feet as the skipper brings up his half-century.
He was in tremendous pressure, came onto this game, and what an innings he has played for his country. 15th ODI 50 for Mohammad Ashraful, and it couldn't have come in a better time. Restricting New Zealand when they came on to bat with 201, and then coming back and playing a gem of a knock, the captain himself.
And he's not done yet. He's going for a very wristy late square drive. Enzo Gillespie over. 40 gone now, 181 for 2.
.21 runs now from 60 deliveries. And 8 wickets in hand. Southey. It's over the top again as well. And it might go all the way. Yes, 4 more.
Mohammad Ashraful just wants to finish it off quickly. He doesn't want to vacillate around. And in this mood, there's no stopping him. The partnership, 100 runs coming in very good time now, with runs coming in at a very rapid pace. He's such an innovative player. There's nothing much anyone could do. Driven down the ground, but well fielded indeed.
Let's go.
Look at that. 57 from 49 for Mohammad Ashraful in this partnership. 40 from 49 for Junaid Siddiqui. Partnership of 101 off 98. Fantastic. And it appears to be a match-winning partnership. Savour the glory. It's down leg side, and that's 4 more. Great shot. Takes into 84. And if he just stays on the ball and waits for the loose delivery, he might even pick up his 100. He's got to 84. He only needs 16 more. But he won't.
They've got 10 runs to win. Work out the permutations as to how you could get the 100.
I just want 100 for him. That's keeping your mind on the job, Bruce. Need 10 from 52 deliveries. Look at that. Lovely technique. Oh dear, it's been a long day, and it's going to be a great day for Bangladesh cricket, because they came back, as we said, from Australia with their tails between their legs. It was a shocking series for them. They didn't show too much spirit, but they've turned this around today, and I'm very happy for that young man. Good head on his shoulders. 84, he's batting at a strike rate of 65. Yeah, that's good.
And more importantly, I think there were a few eyebrows raised as to whether this new look side could match up to it. But I think they've done wonderfully well and proven without any doubt that opportunity is what is so important. And wearing your country's cap, wearing it with pride, playing for your country is so important. The tour schedule, second ODI and in Dhaka on the 11th, the Brackbank series, and the third one in Chittagong. So the New Zealanders will have a lot of work to do. They come here with a purpose, but the thoughts of a 3-0 ODI victory has been thrown out of the window by the Bangladeshis.
And this is also a fantastic, well, they will win this, but for the Brackbank. Come in as sponsors, and it'll be terrific for them as well that they stood up, sponsored the series, and it looks like they're going to have a win first up. So congratulations to them, Brackbank, for sponsoring this series 2008. It was a late call to play this tournament. The next match on Saturday here, the same stadium here in Dhaka, and it'll be packed, I reckon, after they win this. .192 for 2.
Yes, you could see sort of an element of relaxation in Siddiqui. That smile was never there throughout this innings. It was grim determination. They just need 10 runs to win from 48 balls, and there's no doubt that everyone in this stand, everyone watching this game would be hoping that Siddiqui will be there with his captain at the end to try and take Bangladesh to this historic victory.
Ten required for glory and go one up in this 3-match Brackbank series. Ashraful, fantastic innings from him, 57 so far from just 49 deliveries without being silly at all. Just played some really lovely cricket shots, and even when he's decided to go over the top, it's been controlled, and that's all he has to do to become a superstar. I think he has that much ability.
Absolutely. I think I've always maintained that he's one cricketer that I would pay to watch, and he's done himself justice. So he just can't afford to play those 30s, 40s. He needs to play those big innings, the 100s, the 200s, to try and make himself known as a great player, and sort of enhance those averages of his, which are very, very ordinary at the moment, far below the potential and promise he has.
Well, the idea was right. There was no one behind square at point, and if the ball is wide, hit it square. Tamim Iqbal could think about that as well. When the ball is wider, he slashes at it and tries to hit it straight rather than hitting it square. If the ball's straight, hit it straight. Keep it that simple. If it goes square, hit it square. You actually learn to hit the ball where it's supposed to go. There are times when you have to improvise, of course, when the situation calls for it. In this situation where they needed just over 4 and over to win right from the start, this is all they had to do, and they've done it very well, Ranjit.
On the other hand, I think New Zealand, from the point they lost the toss, nothing really has gone their way too much. Lost those wickets, and once you lose wickets in a heap, particularly your top order batting, then to recover out of it and get a sizable total is always difficult. They did well to try and contain Bangladesh at the initial stages, but this partnership has taken it away from them. More runs.
8 to win. Oh, Jamie Siddons, this will be very good for him also. It's been a very frustrating time for him. He was an attacking batsman himself. He was one of the best players never to play much for Australia. And made a lot of runs in the Sheffield Shield series, first-class cricket in Australia. A lot of people thought he should have played for Australia. But he took on a coaching role, got qualified and came, and it's been a bit of a nightmare for him. Probably very frustrating for him because he can see all this talent, this great pool of talent, but it's a different psyche, Australia to these subcontinent countries, Asia, what have you. So there's got to be some subtle changes made, and it's happening today for him. I'm very happy for him as well.
43 overs bowled, 194 for 2.
Oops, it's in the air, and unfortunately for him, he's tried to turn on the leg side, got a leading edge, and Siddiqui is gone. Caught by Dale Oram, but a fantastic knock from him.
This, I think, a rare mistake by Siddiqui. He looked to work that on the onside, turned the face a little too early. Again, the bounce. He has not been too comfortable with the shortish delivery, been very comfortable with the one that has been pitched up, and this time a leading edge going to Oram. But he's done all the good work, and I think he's seen Bangladesh on the verge of victory. He's gone for 85 by 94 for 3.
Shakib Al Hasan, age 21, still a young bloke. 52 matches he's played at the age of 21. That's fantastic. An average of 32.3, strike rate of 68, best of 134 not out. But he's come in now. They just need 8 to win. And if I was him, I'd drop it and run and get the captain on strike. Hopefully not run him out. Now have a look at this. He sort of ducked he went to duck his head and then found that it wasn't rising on him.
Yes, he does.
He's gone over the top. It hasn't carried to that man out there. He's looking for it. This is very good cricket. These guys, these one-day international players, are out there to entertain the crowd. There's a good crowd is in. There'll be a lot of people watching this on television all around the world. And so it'll be good for him if he can bring up a boundary for victory. 4 to win. And Shakib Al Hasan is on strike. I'd love to see him just drop it and run. There's plenty of opportunities there for a single now if he just drops it at his feet and gives his skipper the opportunity. He'll pick up 2 here at least. But I think the captain will be saying, look, if it's there, put it away, don't worry about me. This will be a magnificent moment for our country. Yes. That could be a wide, yes, down leg side, coming around the wicket and the angle going down leg side. So they've tied it. They're pretty happy. They really can't lose it from here, Ranjit. You can only win it.
Absolutely, they just can't lose. In fact, see, even on a Duckworth Place, if the rains come down, they would still win.
Look at him, look at him. Oh, down the leg side, and there it is. Wonderful victory for Bangladesh. There's the skipper who's pinching the stumps, and why wouldn't he?
Yes, he would like to have as many souvenirs as possible, as this is Bangladesh's first win against a test-playing country under Ashraful's captaincy, and he has been